So you have your toddler learning how to walk, and that's the usual process, right? They walk, they fall down, they get up, and they keep on trying to walk until they finally get it. Now, imagine that your toddler fell down, but not only they're not getting up by themselves, but they're crying non-stop, and the crying doesn't stop. You pick them up, the crying continues. There is some real pain going on there. Something is happening. You don't know what it is, the crying doesn't stop, the pain is visible, and then you take your toddler to see what is going on. And then when you do an x-ray after lots and lots of things, you see on the x-ray that half of the skeleton is much weaker than the other half. So you have a toddler on your arm, but the toddler has bones that are just as weak as an older person. What is going on here? What is happening with this baby? What is happening with that baby? That's the question that my parents just didn't know how to answer. And it took them 3 years of going to doctors non-stop and trying to understand what was happening with me. So this happened when I was 1, and then they only got a diagnosis when I was 4. While I personally don't remember this must have been an extremely anxious and traumatic time for them. So they only got a diagnosis when I was 4. And the diagnosis was fibrous dysplasia, FD, and McCune-Albright syndrome, MAS. I have both FD, MAS. And that meant that any sort of bump, any sort of fall could result into a major bone fracture. Also, I had very early hormonal puberty, so I was growing up much faster, and I had hormones that a teenager would have as a child, and that was also a very big challenge my parents had to go through. That's usually how the diagnosis happened, when you have a child with a rare condition and you just can't find out what it is. Today, we have more access to information than ever before. You are able to search for conditions and get in touch with doctors and specialists. And of course, you should never self-diagnose. You need a specialist to do that for you.